Let's begin with pointing out that the first segment of this 3-segmented video is from the Hispanic Conservatives Forum. And it has a lot to do with the second side of this, which will come during the next break.
I keep hearing how, and I've been hearing how we're going to go broke. Do you realize that in our reserve right now, unencumbered and encumbered, pure cash today, we're sitting in unencumbered and encumbered reserve, $380 million, $380,848,000. In our cash reserve, $362 million. Would somebody please explain to me, we have $700 million in reserve and how we're going broke? That's almost 2 years of budget.
Now, this is the second leg of this little journey, and I want to point out that the people you're going to be hearing talking is candidate Sarah Countryman for county judge, and our current serving and elected county treasurer, Melanie Bush. I'd listen carefully, turn it up, get the room quiet, because you don't want to miss any part of this conversation.
Hey.
How are you?
I'm good. Just reflecting. I've not done forums back to back, so I assume everybody saw the other forum and then they can follow the trail. But yep. I need to dial back and recollect what happened last time and redo. So it's a learning process, but I'm okay with it.
It is. You're doing all right.
I'm doing all right, but I'm not doing the best I can. So. But a little birdie called me and told me that Keogh did in fact misspoke on the fund balance and that I should have a conversation with you.
Well, did you talk to last night too?
I talked to today.
Okay. So he did, but I'm telling you not to do anything on it.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Because they're going to use it, if you do, as a trap.
Okay.
So last night, what happened? He massively misspoke.
Yeah.
And I don't know if who you just heard from was, but and I just had a wonderful discussion about it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so he did massively misspeak. And so, but I flipped out, pointed it out to Jason, and Jason said, well, that's great. That means the shortens will write something on it, and then she'll have to admit we're not going broke.
Huh?
So don't do anything.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't do anything. Let it play out, because I'm sure it's gonna play out.
Yeah.
Because everybody heard it. So he said last night that we had $700 million in fund balance.
Yep.
And that we have 2 years worth of budget.
Mm-hmm.
That is nowhere near accurate.
Yep.
Nowhere near. The report that they were looking at is on the auditor's page, the 114.23, I think is the actual report number. And they were taking the consolidated balance sheet for the county. And what he did is he was picking together the total fund balances and adding to it the cash. So he's taking something from the liability and fund balance section and adding the asset section, an item from that, to it.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't understand how to read a balance sheet. And to me, that's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
But now, what I point blank heard last night, the commentary was that if you come after them, they're going to try and, on his misspeak, they're going to try and use it to combat your we're growing broke argument. And I agree with you, and this is one of the things I wanted to discuss with you tomorrow,
yeah,
is we're going broke, but we're going broke because they're paying for too much using ARPA dollars.
Yep.
And CARES dollars and bringing in positions that we don't have long-term budget for.
Right. I.e. the mental health for only 2 years.
Correct. And I don't think, personal opinion, you've done a good enough job at explaining that.
Yep. Yep. So I need
because you're making the statements, but you need to explain where they're coming from a little bit more.
Okay.
That in FY24 we're quote going broke because they paid for all these new staff out of ARPA dollars, and that those go away and can no longer be used after this point in time.
Yep.
Does that make sense?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. So
no,
he did. He combined the total fund balance on the report with the cash on hand in the asset section.
Well, he got a big applause, so I was like, oh wow. But he's already voted on the FY24. I mean, it's already been voted for that we're going to go up. I mean, that's the option that he chose.
Yep, I know.
And I need to get that in third grader language, and with no emotion behind it.
Yes.
I mean, we're already set up to.
Your videos are your best allies.
Oh, I've been watching my videos like crazy.
No. I mean videos of him approving that.
Yes.
And then voiceover on you.
Yes.
Using their own words against them on videos is the best.
Yeah, and I'm putting together some videos. Yep.
Okay.
Yes. Good. Okay. Yep. Well, that's good.
I just don't want you to use it and for them to try and attack you saying, well, which is it? Because this is, I mean, point blank, Jason told me, she comes after us for this misspeak, then she's going to have to acknowledge that we have some money, which we do, but we don't. You and I are in agreement on how, the back, and we have money right now. We're not going to have money long term with how they're doing things. And then he's going to hit you with, well, which is it? Do we have money or do we don't? We not have money.
Right.
And I just don't want you to fall for that.
That's a harder explanation to go into the weeds on.
Exactly. And nobody's going to follow you.
And because that's a simple question. It's a yes or no question. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
But it's not.
Right.
You and I both know it's finances. It's a lot more nuanced than that. And so it appears to someone who doesn't have knowledge like a yes or no question.
Yeah.
So that's what I was trying to have you avoid by my talk to last night.
Yeah. No, I appreciate the heads up. Thank you. And I'll leave it alone.
Of course.
And let it go. And if anybody wants to write on it, that's on them. I don't control people, but I will.
I know.
I will just let it be. And
we don't control who supports us. And you need to realize that. You don't control who supports you. And you can't change what they do. You can only control what you put out and what you say.
Yeah. Yep. And that's why I've got to be sharp and it's so complex. And quite frankly, last night, I didn't realize last night's forum was like a feel good forum and not we're here to talk about business forum. Mm-hmm. So that was my bad misinterpretation.
So I'm saying, take that knowledge and boil it down into video clips.
Yeah. That's what
you can then put out.
I was like, I'll do a TikTok. Send me what you have, your notes, and I'm going to do a TikTok for you. I was like, great, that'd be awesome. So,
yeah.
Anyway, but I really appreciate the heads up. Thank you, and I'll.
And I won't be there tonight, so.
I won't be there either. I'll be in city council. So.
Okay.
We're not on that. I wish I was, but I can't. We have a big agenda tonight, so.
Yeah. You know they also brought Napolitano just to try and rattle you, right?
Yeah, he was at the last one too. But I have so much on
I
him
didn't know.
that I actually had on me. Let him talk. Because I'll have to say, well, he's here. Let's go ahead and let's ask him because we're under an NDA. And if you'd like to bring it up, come up here and let me know that we can talk about it, and I'll be more than happy to. But yeah, I thought it was funny. He was wearing bright yellow, and so was I. I was like, isn't that cute?
Yeah,
but
I was amused by that.
I was too. Yeah, he did that last time, and he doesn't scare me because I've seen the quality of your work, and I've seen your corruption, dude. You don't scare me. So yeah. And then the fools just made themselves look like fools that were doing all that idiotic behavior. So.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, I know. I heard that there were quite a few people like, what in the world? It just made them look bad.
Agreed. It was aggravating.
But there were some it was a house full of politicians. I wish that I would have knocked it out of the park a little bit more. I didn't. The whole radios thing, I'm all for law enforcement and first responders, but this is not right. And
well, they tabled it today.
Yeah, they should
because of the pressure. So it's a good thing, and Craig came and spoke. And
yep,
that was good.
Yeah,
but no, they should table it, and they shouldn't do it. And I'm happy to help any ESD that thinks that they have no money, so that I can show them that they do.
Right. Well, and that's part of Keogh's.
That's how we should
oversight, and he should be advising them.
Well, exactly. Offer up our budget officer to help them, me to help them.
Yep.
With their financial stuff. I'm happy to come and help them.
Who does it for them today? Is it individual captains or whoever their leadership is?
It would be whoever with the ESD, yeah. It would be whoever they have either contracted with or something along those lines. And so, it would be smart to offer up, some of our financial expertise, given that their budgets are so much less.
Yeah. And would they pay y'all? Would that just be a cost for them? But they would do that anyway with the third party.
Yes, they could pay, but if it were me, I would be willing to do it just to help.
Wow, okay.
I'm an elected official. I don't think they should reimburse for me.
Yeah. And nobody has ever come to you?
To do it.
No one's ever come to you and said, "Melanie, can you help me here? How can we find How can we find space in our budget for some radios?"
Nope.
Okay.
Nope.
I just feel like it was a pandering to the fire departments, and I've met with a couple of the fire department captains, and they both said the ESDs have money. Why would they want to do this? And I'm like, I think he's doing it for pandering for votes. So, even their own brothers are saying that, which to me says a lot. So, anyway, I'd been meeting with them. That's the thing, is they don't understand where I've been moving around, what I've been doing, and who I've been talking to. I'm getting the lay of the land, little by little. And and even their own people said, they have money, we have money, we don't need, this isn't right. I'm like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So, well, I appreciate, thank you so very much. And I look forward to tomorrow. Yes, ma'am, are you kidding me?
Good.
Yes,
okay.
I can't wait.
Then I'll see you tomorrow.
All right, thank you.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Lastly is a conversation between my wife, Sherry, and former county judge Craig Doyle.
Hi, Mr. Doyle. This is Sherry Shorten with the Montgomery County Gazette.
Yes, ma'am.
Do you have just a minute?
Sure.
I don't know if you remember or not, but back in 2018 when you were on the campaign trail, and there was forum after forum, and there was a forum at the Shenandoah City Complex, and you had finished debating Mr. Keogh, and I heard part of a conversation between you and Melanie Bush on the sidewalk out front. She was asking you a question. Would you happen to remember what that question was?
I remember her asking me something about, I think she said Julie Turner had asked her if she could still accomplish what she needed to with or without me. Is that the question you're talking about?
Yeah, it was like whether or not you were needed. Okay?
Right.
But
Yeah, it was a very odd question, and there wasn't any follow-up to it, so I'm not really sure. I'm very curious about what that meant.
okay. And there was never any indication as to what the treasurer's office could or couldn't accomplish depending on which county judge was in office?
There was no follow-up to that question to me, so I don't really know where that was leading or what that was implying.
Okay.
I do know that at one point, there was some talk about abolishing that office.
Right.
And my daughter worked there. I don't know if it was related to that. Of course, my daughter has now moved on to Charlotte. Was gone, back in 2018, I guess.
Yeah, I think she was planning already to get married and take a different path. Yeah, from county government. Yeah.
Yeah, they leave and move to Charlotte.
Yeah.
So, but I never did. I never heard anything else or any kind of follow up on that question. But it did strike me very odd.
Okay. All right.
Because I wouldn't think it would matter who is in the office for the treasurer to do their job. Struck me very.
I would agree with that statement.
So, anything else, or was there?
No, we're just curious if you ever were able to find out the meaning behind that question.
No, it's funny. I hadn't thought about that in a long time, but it did strike me very odd at the time that it occurred. I remember the conversation, but never got any further follow-up on it.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate your time. I don't want to keep you.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.
This is the Laughing Jackass, and I'm glad to present you with the small segment, and I'm sure it's a lot for you to take in and absorb. But in reality, this county, Montgomery County, we're headed for a brick wall. That brick wall will arrive sometime about fiscal year 2024 if we, the taxpayers, the voters, don't make some real good choices, and those choices need to perform the job they're elected for and not just talk about it. What I see and hear from here, well, let's just be blunt. That's what's going to make up my mind how often I make these releases. And they're going to get more embarrassing for Mr. Keogh. I apologize, but I'd also like to point out that I gave you a 6-month grace period when you first sworn into office. Didn't say a word about you or to you. I let you get your feet wet, let you get in the mix, learn the ropes, and go. Well, you're still stumbling around in the chute, son. And, quite frankly honest, the stall is starting to get a little full in the floor. And I don't think anybody here, given everything that's going on here, has the time for any more of this silliness. And I'm sorry to say it is time for you to go. So play it as much as you want, share it as much as you want, talk about it amongst yourselves. I just think that it's time it be said. I think we need to see how county government really runs whenever we're away doing our thing. Good night, the Laughing Jackass.